And we look ahead, man, to UFC 262. Al, hit me with it. What are you sizing up on this next pay-per-view event?
I think this is a really interesting one. I really only have broken down like based on my like the way that I break down fights on the main event, which is Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler.
Ooh, shit.
And
it's gonna be a fight.
It's gonna be a fight that I think Charles Oliveira is gonna win. And I feel like I don't know, I feel like the under is probably the best bet in this fight, or fight goes the distance. No, if you look at both of these guys, so Chandler's gone 11-5 to the under since 2013. Oliveira has gone 14-7 to the under since 2012. Charles Oliveira has won 13 of his 22 UFC fights inside the distance. And Michael Chandler has won 8 of his last 16 between the UFC and Bellator fights inside the distance. Someone's getting knocked out or someone's getting tapped out. And I think it's going to be Michael Chandler. And this is why, because Michael Chandler, this is a great betting opportunity for people who want to back Charles Oliveira, because there's a lot of perception on Chandler, and it's false perception, because if Chandler were to fight the same type of fight that he fought against Hooker against Charles Oliveira, it's not going to work, because Charles Oliveira is never going to have his hands down, because he's not afraid to get taken down, because he is a third-degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Oh, yeah, he'll be happy to go into guard.
He does some of his best work from his back. And Michael Chandler I don't think he's ever fought in a guy like that. He's fought in a lot of guys that are not Charles Oliveira, and he's lost to them.
Yeah.
And he's gotten knocked out by them. And, full disclosure, I am a giant Charles Oliveira fan, like a monstrous Charles Oliveira fan. He's made me a lot of money. But when I have this fight broken down analytically, I feel like the best value on this fight is the under at I think it's lined like the fight goes the distance. No is something ridiculous, like minus 260, but under 3.5 rounds, minus 120. I think that's a very solid bet. I don't think that this fight is going to go. I don't think this fight's going to go more than like a round and a half, maybe 2 rounds. I just feel like if Chandler thinks that he's going to do the same thing with like that cocked right hand, and like Charles Oliveira said it, like if he thinks that he's going to come in here and wrestle me and fake the wrestling and hit me on my chin, he's not scared to get hit on his chin, especially when he knows it's coming. Because he's not Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker, as good as he is, he's not the greatest wrestler. He's not the greatest on his back. I don't even think he is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. When you have that type of defense on the ground, you do not care about getting taken down, especially against a guy as rudimentary as far as wrestling goes as Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler isn't that much of a threat on the ground as far as submissions go. So like if Chandler is going to try to fight, his best path to victory has got to be on the stand-up. And Charles Oliveira's got pretty good stand-up. And yeah, man, what do you think? What do you think about this one? I don't think we've talked about this one yet.
No, we haven't. And, Al, honestly, man, I'm seeing it pretty similar to you, I think. When we look at the last 3 losses, right? So Michael Chandler's lost 5 fights. The first 2 fights this guy ever lost were back-to-back split decisions. So fights where they were very close, it went the other way. One judge saw it for Michael Chandler, right? But, in his last 3 fights he's lost. Will Brooks finished him with punches in round 4, right? Brent Primus kicks him with a calf kick, similar to what we saw Jimmy Crute. He's folding the foot under, can't continue. First round TKO. And then, Patricio Pitbull knocks him out 1 minute into their fight with punches. So what I'm getting at is we've never seen Michael Chandler submitted, right? But has Michael Chandler ever even been remotely close with someone as good with as good of a jiu-jitsu game as Du Bronx? And the answer is not even close. I mean, the closest guy we have is Goiti Yamuchi, who, let's keep it real, the dude ain't nowhere near the level Du Bronx 2.0 is at right now. So what I'm thinking is Michael Chandler, this dude ain't shooting a double on my man Du Bronx. This guy, shoot on this guy one time and see if he doesn't snatch you up in the tightest guillotine and wraps those legs around your body and you're being attacked like Jennifer Lopez, 1996, the movie Anaconda. You know what I'm saying? You're getting wrapped up and you're getting ate up by my man Du Bronx. So what I'm getting at is I see this fight playing out on the feet, and it's playing out on the feet. My man Michael Chandler is a midget compared to the length and the in and out ability and probably the speed of Du Bronx at this point because, he's the guy with the most submission victories in UFC history. But what have we seen from this guy in his most recent fights? His stand-up is ridiculous. He's hitting guys with crazy shots, long shots. I mean, really the only knock I have on Charles Oliveira, and the thing is, this is stuff from years ago. We're talking at featherweight. We're talking 2014. I feel like we saw the guy quit a few times earlier in his career. But again, I'm talking about Du Bronx 2.0. We're talking about a different guy at this point. Where do we stand as far as odds in this fight, Al? Do you have a money line for where these guys are sitting right now?
Yeah, it's a complete steal. Charles Oliveira is sitting right now at -115, and Michael Chandler is at +115. It's a complete steal. These lines are completely off. Charles Oliveira should be, the way I would line this fight is like -175. Charles, not even, man. -200. Charles Oliveira. Like,
really?
Yeah, like this is perception. This line right here that we're seeing right now, and I feel like it was +135, and so a lot of money has come in now on Chandler. Yeah, so the line opened at +145 on Chandler, now all the way down to +115. That's all perception, man. What is there? What is there there? He's isn't he like 36 years old? Right?
Yep, 36-year-old lightweight, small lightweight.
And the ground game, like, this is not talked about very much, but the difference in their height, the difference in their reach plays a huge deal in the ground as well. And I think this all comes down to Charles Oliveira is going to like Fabricio Verdum style is just going to be, I don't care if you take me down. I wouldn't be surprised if Charles Oliveira wins this fight with a guillotine, with just a straight up classic guillotine, with Chandler getting pieced up, going in for a double leg.
Desperation takedown.
Oliveira catching him. Guillotine, that's a wrap. And he's deserved it for so long, the new lightweight champion, and then line him up for the money fight against either Poirier. Well, it'll be Poirier, either Poirier or McGregor, but it'll be Poirier. So, and then there you go. That's the wrap to this whole saga of the last 3 years of the lightweight division. And then Chandler can fight whoever. Chandler could fight, I don't know. Who cares? But
you know what, Al? I'm totally with you. Wrap it up. The predictions in. Charles Oliveira, I think, should win this fight. I think Charles Oliveira wins this fight. I think we're getting tremendous value. I'm going to be very interested to see if that money continues to come in on Michael Chandler. This might be the one. This might
imagine
we might go big. We might go big here on my boy Charlie Olives. I really got a feeling Charles Oliveira.
I've already went pretty big.
Gonna put some work in here.
Yeah, I've already went pretty big on Charles Oliveira, and it's disappointing that I've seen now a lot of money come in, because I got Charles Oliveira like -135, and now I see him at -115. So
yeah, dude.
And we might be able to get him at plus money at some point.
Oh boy, yeah.
And then,
hey, listen, Al, I've been cashing for a couple years now, plus money on Charles Oliveira. I was the only guy, I swear, in the world who took Charles Oliveira against Tony Ferguson.
No,
I've been
me
riding this
too.
dude for a while now. So I'm not going to stop now, man. I mean, Michael Chandler, one win in the UFC, knocks out Dan Hooker coming off of an absolute war with Dustin Poirier. You know, the guy landed one good shot in the fight. You know, really, it's not like it was just a complete and utter domination. If anything, Chandler was getting quite frustrated with the length and the reach that Dan Hooker and the movement, which Charles Oliveira is going to bring a very similar style on top of being the deadliest guy on the ground. It's in. The pick's in, man. It's Charles Oliveira for me. Al, what do you say? Should we maybe talk about this co-main event a little bit?
Hey, but just before we do, I was on, don't forget, and for all the viewers, because we had a show on another channel, and that was a nice December 12th evening. We were both on Charles Oliveira that evening very heavily. I was very heavily. And
well, it was only me and you, dude. I swear. In the MMA community, it was me and my man Al. And people were saying that Tony T-Ferg was the lock. I'm like, yo, I don't know about that.